my other memories of this building is the Venersburg Fair that was sponsored by the 4-H Club. We had a very, very active 4-H Club that was pretty much the brainchild of Janine Detail. And I remember we had projects, the home economics projects. She taught clothing, Mrs. Bickford taught cooking. My father was the poultry and gardening leader. Esther Moberg taught gardening too. And Carl Moberg taught the cattle projects. And every year, you took the date of the county fair, backed up to Battleground Harvest Days, and then backed up before that, and we had our own little Venersburg Fair here. And all the cooking and sewing projects were displayed here, and our leaders managed to get judges to come out, and we were judged just like we'd be at the county fair. My dad built the little enclosures for the chickens, and Carl Moberg built the places where the cows were, and we had judges, and then there was an evening program put on by the 4-H Club, and big, again, potluck dinner. That's what gathers people, is food. We had a big potluck dinner, and then the 4-H Club was in charge of putting on a program in the evening, which always involved a fashion show of those of us who were in the clothing projects, the clothing that we had sewn during the year. We modeled in front of an audience at the little stage that was built by some local dad, some 4-H dad. And it was, again, a gathering place, and everybody in the community came to the Venersburg Fair sometime during the day. And
do you remember anything that you made for clothing?
Oh yeah, I can visualize them all in my head. Well, mainly, of course, back then it was dresses, but the one that's most memorable to me was the year that I made a child's outfit, and I made it of the size of the daughter of my 4-H leader. And so during the fashion show, she modeled the little dress that I had sewn, which was white background with red flowers on it. I do remember that. And I felt very grown up being in charge of this little girl that I got to model on the stage with.
Wow.
But that was the whole outdoor facility as well as the indoor facility here too. And
what other events do you remember happening here? That's an incredible one.
We had 4-H meetings here, and as a youngster I didn't attend, I do now, but the Cemetery Association had their meeting here. And since this was the community place, like the ribbons that are on the wall were earned by the Venersburg Homemakers Club, and they always had a booth at the Clark County Fair and would be judged. And since this was the community building, this is where you could showcase all the ribbons you won. And I remember going with my mother to the Venersburg Homemakers Club's meetings, sometimes held here, sometimes held in private homes. But since this was the community building, this is where you could showcase the ribbons that the Homemakers Club won at the county fair. And I remember as a child, you know, you don't listen to the business meeting, you're playing with your friends over in the corner trying to be kept quiet, but discussing what was going to be the theme for the homemakers booth at the county fair this year, and who was going to bring what day were we going to meet to set it up. And you know, I remember eavesdropping on that conversation that our moms were having with them.
How did they decide?
I don't know, the way you do anything, you get together and brainstorm ideas and ideas emerge.